No problem. Late is better than nothing. I didn't post the Chazorah. I'm posting it. All right. Okay, let's go. So where do we leave off? Somewhere in the bottom of all this, I got it. Right?
In the middle, no?
Yeah, in the middle of the.
Look at Aleph in the middle. I think right in the middle.
This guy? No, the one.
Let's see.
I don't know.
I think it was a Tanar Ban Shloisha Ein Mematzin, the line Mismatzin. No? Yeah, that's where we left off. Mamish halfway, right? Yeah, Rabban, all right. Mamish halfway down the wide lines. I would say 20 lines up from the bottom, maybe a little bit more. Tanar Ban Shloisha. It's right by a parentheses of Vahahu, right under that.
Okay.
You see it? Anybody see it?
I got it.
Yeah, Tanar Ban Shloisha Ein Mematzin.
Yeah.
Oh, backwards is stuck.
Right.
Can't get that.
Okay, so Tanar Rabbanon, Shloisha Ein Mematzin. There are three that you should make sure that they don't walk in between you, meaning that women shouldn't walk in between two men. V'loi mismatzin, that's Lashon Nekeva, and a man shouldn't walk in between two women. Ve'eluhein, I mean not women, meaning between two of them. What are the things that you shouldn't? Ve'eluhein a kelev, va'adekel, va'isha, a kelev, and a dekel, and a palm tree, and a woman. V'yeshamim afa chazir, some say even a chazer. I don't know why sometimes he uses davar achad, sometimes he uses chazer, right? Even snakes. And if you did pass in between them, what's the takana? Amar Papa, niftach bekel v'nifsak bekel. You should begin with something with kel, a pasuk with kel, and that ends with kel. Right? So Rashi says kel matziyam mitzrayim, and then he goes through ki loy nachash b'Yaakov, loy kesem b'Yisrael, etc., etc. Ad ma po al kel. Right? Inami niftach beloy, v'nifsak beloy. You go with the word loy, and then you stop with the word loy. Right? So I guess that means the kel is supposed to protect you, right? Or is that loy is the opposite of kel? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the meaning is. Is it the Lamed Aleph here? That's the deal. It seems like Lamed Aleph takes care of this situation. A Lamed and an Aleph, right? Hani Beitrei Dematilu Isha Nidda. So these two people that are Isha Nidda went in between them. If it's the beginning of her cycle, then one of them is going to die, right? But Taisus says, the bottom Taisus, the one-liner, that's our favorite Taisus, says that Yesh Mefarashim Eisel and Kishuf. If they did Kishuf, right? Fine. But I mean, Stam, it's not a problem. In Saifni Dasa, if it's the Saifni Dasa, Meriva Isa Benin, then there's going to be a fight in between the men. Maita Kante, Niftach Bekel, Venisak Bekel, like we said before. Hani train Nashin Diyasim of Parshas Drachim. We have two women sitting at a Parshas Drachim in an intersection. Chadabai Gisa the Shvila, one on one side of the road, Chadabai Ida Gisa, one on the other side of the road. Mechavnon Apayu Ladadi, and they're facing each other. Bada B'Kshafim Askin, and then they're doing Kshafim. My Takante, what's a Takana? Iga Dirchachrina Lezava. If there's another road, take the other way. There's another person with him. They should both hold each other's hands, and then they should go through. If there's no others, then Nema Hachi should say this. Now, by the way, I've been walking with rabbis from weddings, right? And they, a lot of times we speak with the. I'm saying you're speaking to the rabbi and you see him holding on to somebody's hand. So you think the rabbis forgot how to walk, right? But that's not what it is. A lot of them are doing it because of this, because they're walking in between women, so they're holding on. Even though that's really a Parshas Drachim, and it's not in middle.
I had it myself with Rabban Schechter.
Yeah?
By Chassan Williamsburg. I went over to talk, give him shalom, and to tell him something. And he took my hand, right, and we started walking. He took my hand, and we walked in the lobby by the ladies, whatever.
Yeah, well, I had a different myself. I was standing in the miriri yeshiva, and I said, what Mensch's word? There was like a row. Her Mr. Kaplan is there, and I'm sitting there waiting to talk to him, and a guy stopped, asks me to closer to permissive, right? He walked. Said, this guy's mocking not to walk between two men. It was laughing.
Very good. Very
He
good.
makes me move over,
Does it?
Peretz,
Does
you're a
this have-
crazy man, man. You're a
does it-
crazy man. Okay.
Does this have to do with Ma'aseh Shafim or not?
Seems like it.
So
Seems
then
like
why?
it.
So then why is there something now like to hold on to something when walking between two women?
What?
Meaning, so we assume that every time you walk between two women that somebody's involved with Shafim or Kishuf?
Yeah.
I'm saying now, like you just said, a couple of mics.
I don't know. So that,
Are
that's
we
why, that's the
assuming that
kind- I don't know
everybody's
what-
involved in Kishuf?
Our
Right,
women
so
no,
that's-
our women no kshafim.
And does that mean also that these rabbanim are makbid on zugos?
Does that mean the strange look my wife gives me? That's kishuv.
It could be. It could very well be.
Could be.
Right? Yeah, it could be.
Stop missing the hamper, okay?
Very good. Very good. Okay. Okay, so if there's nobody else there, what should you say? Now a whole long thing. Say agras, azlas, asya, belusi, miskatla, bechei kovel. Right? Say these are names of shadim, or I don't know, shade, whatever their names of, whatever these things are. They are cut with what do you call it? Arrow, bow and arrow. If a man meets a woman who just came from the mikvah, so if he's the first one to have tashmish, he's going to end up with a ruach, a spirit of znus. If she's going to go first, then she's going to have the ruach znus. My takante, what's the takana not to have a ruach of znus? He say this shayfich buz on the divim v'yasayim v'yasayim b'sayu loydorach, and he puts buz on people. He's mavaza on choshev people, and he makes them roam around with aimlessly. Okay, I don't know why all that works. Space. I'm gonna read something. My tefsir, gam ki yedel beget some of us leader rocky. I told me there you go, Paris. It's finally have a niggin.
Big
Right?
song, big
That's
song
what,
today.
Yeah,
I
right.
would say,
Yeah.
none of you came up with songs from the other stuff we were just saying.
I know, yeah. Some of them, yeah, that's a good point, right? So anyway, so Zehayoshin Betzel Dekel Yechidi Betzel Levana. That's somebody who sleeps in the shade of a dekel tree and the shade of the moon, right? Because the Rashbam says that the shadim they go into the dark corners that are created by the walls, right? But in the shade of a palm tree, it's only if the palm trees hit each other, like they cross over. The shade crosses over from the palm trees. But I'm saying that's only if they don't cross over each other. But if they do, then there's no problem, right? So the shadim will bounce from one shade to the other shade. No pun intended. Hello, Tanya. Yeah, but this time we learned about Yoshem Betzel Tekla Yichidi Bechotze. By Yoshem Betzel Levana, and if somebody who sleeps in the cell of a tree b'yachid, or he's in the shade of a moon. What's the case? If you say that it's talking about where the shade doesn't hit each other, I feel it sudden. I mean that even the field is also. In the chotzer, even if it falls on each other, so we see from this that that's taka true. So it's going to be and a chotzer, even if the shades from the walls it crisscross each other, then it's going to be a problem. So the Gemara says, this it's only if the moon is on the east, so therefore it's creating a shade to the west, right? But if it's towards the east, then there's no problem. Now we're on to the base. Yeah. Haiman, the Mifni Agarda the Dikla. So this person who went to the bathroom on a tree stump, on the stump of a decal tree.
So this is really an age-old problem. It's not just our generation.
Yes, it seems like, yes.
You see that it's been going on forever.
Yep. Yeah. Back then, it probably was more common. No, I would think.
I mean, bathrooms weren't as accessible then, right?
What then?
Then, I'm saying bathrooms weren't as accessible then.
Correct.
No, they were more accessible. They didn't need an actual bathroom. You went to trees or.
Exactly.
Right, that's what it's saying. So if don't go up, but here's it from the Gemara, don't go on a decal tree that's got a tree stump. Right? Behind the matli reisha, and somebody who leans his head on the stump of a decal tree, he's going to get I'm sorry, I skipped a few. So what's going to happen to the guy that goes to the bathroom? There's going to be a ruach of palga, which causes, what do you call it? The article says it's some paralysis said from the Rashbam. I don't know. I guess that's what Lashman is. Okay. Behind the matzli, somebody who leans his head on it, he's going to have the tzrada, which is like a headache, a half headache. I don't know if that means like half his head is going to hurt. Is that a migraine? No, that's the whole head, right? Haiman the pasi adikla. If you step over a decal tree, right? If that tree was knocked down by somebody, then the person's going to get killed. But if it happened by itself, then meaning just uprooted, like with the wind, then he's going to be uprooted and die. Either way, neither ending is very good for him. And that's only if he didn't put his feet on it. Less than then there's no problem. Fine. Hamisha Tuli have there's 5 shades which can cause problems. Tulu the dikla, yichida, the shade of a decal that's by itself. Tulu the how do you pronounce that again? The kanda, some sort of tree, right? Tula the percha, the one it's a shade of a article said it's a caper bush. Tula the zraza, and the zraza we're going to get to later on the daf. I don't even know what's a sorb tree. That's what article says. A sorb tree, SORB. Any of the big mavinim of everything? Nobody on the daf here knows it. It must have nothing to do with meat or schnapps or cigarettes. What?
This is why you need the Koren Gemara, because Rav Steinsaltz put it in there.
The which Gemara?
The Koren. The Koren.
Oh, the Koren. Well, they do a better job on this.
Yeah, and this stuff like Adi Steinsaltz was like a whiz at this stuff. He put like pictures and like, yeah, this is his thing.
I hear. Okay, so anybody have one of those Gemaras? All right, Baita. Okay, whatever it is.
Can we text you silently if we do?
Why?
I'm kidding.
Oh, you mean nobody's going to admit to have that Gemara? By the way, I think some of the Bali Tshuva and the Baal Tshuva program like those Gemaras better than the Art Scroll. So I guess that's yeah. Anyways, fine. Even the shade of a boat and under Arav says an araba tree. The more branches, the worse the shade is. We call it kashi silave, kashi tule. And any tree that, what do you call it? If the wood is bad, so then the shade is also bad. Yeah. Fine. Lavar mi kroy misha, except for the, I don't know what this is. I don't know what type of tree it is. The avagav the kashi silave, even though it's bad, the wood is bad for you. Like kashi tule, the shade is not difficult. The amra law shida libra, because of a female shade, right? Shida, even though it should be with a hey, not an aleph, said to her son, "Pirchi nafshach mikraimasa, fly away from this tree."
So the demons have kids?
See, I guess so. It seems like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how do they have spontaneous generation? I don't know.
How do they have children? Right. How do they have children?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that means. Okay, what are you? The katal lavuch, the katal l'didei. He killed your father, and it's gonna kill him himself too, right? Yeah, what are you saying?
I think a sorb is a type of apple, so it's a type of apple tree. As per Google.
Oh yeah, I thought that in my head. I thought that there's something called a sorb apple, right? Have I ever heard that?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Amar Rav Ashi Chazina Rav Kahana the Parshim Kula Tuli. I saw Rav Kahana went away from all shades. He never went anywhere near shades. Beparchi Ruchi, right? And the Beparchi Ruchi, the Ruch they're called Ruchi by these caper bushes. The Beizarda, right, are called Shadim. The Beigri is Rishbi. The Mainaf Kamina, who cares? Who cares what the name of the Shadim are? So you say L'Kmiya, because if you're going to make a Kmiya, right, an amulet, right? So you have to know which type of shade you're trying to get away from the amulet. Fine. The Beipirchi Bria Shein Lo Einayim. The Beipirchi is a Bria that doesn't have any eyes. Okay? Mainaf Kamina, L'Gzuze Lo. Right? So you have to know to run away. Right? And so meaning if it's blind, it can't chase you. One time a young Talmud Chacham went to go to the bathroom by one of these trees. He heard them coming, so he ran away. When he went, so he grabbed onto the tree, and then the tree got shriveled up, and then the shade got busted, right? We had that same lashon yesterday in the Gemara. Parcha de Beizarda shady, right? So the things by the sorb tree are shadim. High zarda said the smichel amasa sorb tree that's close to the city, like pachsa mishit and shady, has no less than the minimum it has is 60 shadim on it. L'may nafkamina l'michtav l'kmiya to also to write a kmiya. Ahu bar kasha de masa, right? The azav akoy gabi zarda said to have a samach lamasa. There was a watchman, and he stood by one of these trees that was close to the city. 60 shadim went into him, and he was in a sakana. He went.
I know I shouldn't ask questions on this, but how do they know that all 60 went into him?
I have no idea.
But how do they know that 60 went in and not 40?
Because I guess he went to. What do you call it? He went to Shadim. He got Shimush and Shadim. He must have been able to tell that 60 went in based on the rest of the story. That's what I would think. Right? So he didn't know that there was 60 went in there. And Kasav Lakmiya Lachada Shade, and he wrote a Kmiya for one shade. Shama the Talu Chinga Begavei. And then he heard that they hung a chinga, right? Some sort of musical instrument. That's what the art scroll said. Begavei next to it. The Kamasharu. And they were singing Sudre Demar Kitzur Merabanon. The Sudr, right? The what do you call it? The shmata that he wears. So it looks like a young Talmud Chacham. Right? And we checked him out. Meaning he dresses like a chash of a person. And then we checked him out, and the Lo Yoda Baruch. He doesn't even know how to say Baruch. Right? Meaning he's a faker. The Shadim called him out. Right? So that's what they said. Also, who merabana the yada desired some shis and shady. But then he came to a rab who knew that there was 60 of them. Because of the shis and shady, he wrote a kumi of 60. Shama the ka'amru kunu menaychu mehacha. He heard them say, "Get your utensils out of here." Then that's it. So meaning he chased them away. So you see that there's a nafkamina between knowing whether there's one shade there or 60 shade of there.
Yaakov.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard, I don't know, that Rabbaran Soloveitchik said that bacteria are shadim.
Bacteria shadim?
I heard that. I don't remember from where.
I hear.
What are we supposed to do with Gemaras like these? Meaning,
What are we doing?
in general,
What are you saying?
in general, what's the takeaway from Gemaras like these?
Back
I mean,
then.
like, how are we? Yeah, no, I'm saying for now, practically now. Like, what?
Now,
just
nothing.
like read through it, and just that's it.
Yes, that's the way I think. Every
Uh-huh.
time I learn these Gemaras, that's the way I think. I mean, it was Menageya back then, and we, But yeah,
There's
Rav
one thing that
Wolbe-
seems to be still Negea.
Rav
who?
Wolbe says, I think I said it earlier, Rav Wolbe says, Kelly sure that the Nagata the Rabbanim try to hide the meaning of things. Obviously, it's for people like us, it's very difficult to understand it. There probably are people who do understand it
Yeah,
on a different level.
I hear. Yeah. Okay, I don't know.
Gemara
I
just
hear.
goes to show that however much sakana a person might be in, there's always time for rabbi shopping. Going around different rabbis, he's about to die.
What's this
Trying
guy?
to find the one that's good for him. Yeah.
Right. I hear. I mean, listen, why not? If one rabbi didn't nail it, go to the next guy. All right, Ketev miriri. If you think it was interesting till now, this next one is also Ketev miriri. What's Ketev miriri? Right? Trey katvi hava. There's two ketevs, some sort of also these shadim. Chan mekame tira. One hangs out before chatzos, 5:41. V'chad mibasa tira, and one after chatzos, meaning in the afternoon. The mekame tira ketev miriri shmai. The one that comes before, his name is Ketev miriri. Michsi bekad de kimcha v'hada be'bachsha, and it looks like a kad of kimcha, a jug of kimcha, right? That was that milk with the bread and all that type of stuff. V'hada be'bachsha, and it looks like it's how do you say it? It looks like the mixing spoon that's inside one of these things, right? The basa tira, right? But after the one in the afternoon, Ketev Yoshut Sarayim Shma. It's called Ketev Yoshut Sarayim. Mixi Bekarna the Izav Ada Bekanafai. It looks you see it inside the horns of goats as some sort of thing that's flying around. Okay, Abaya have a shokol v'azal. Abaya was going v'azal Rav Papa miyamine v'Rav Huna b'reidu Rav Yeshua mismale, and he had Rav Papa on his right and Rav Huna was on his left. Chazi lahu Ketev miriri the kaasi la'api d'smale, and he saw Ketev miriri coming at him from the left. So Hadri the Rav Papa l'smale, Rav Huna b'reidu Rav Yeshua l'mile. So he swapped them out, right? He put Rav Papa on his left and Rav Huna on his right. So what do you think Rav Huna is going to say? So I'm sorry. What do you think Rav Papa is going to say? I'm going to Rav Papa. No. Well, you don't care about me? You're putting me in the way of the, again, he had Rav Papa on the left and he had Rav Huna Breder Shu on his right, and then he saw the shade coming from the left. So he swapped them. So I guess Rav Papa also saw it. Right? So he said, well, what am I, chopped liver? Was he chopped liver? So Amalei, so he told him, At Shaita Kayam. Now this is a scary line right here. At Shaita Kayamasloch. The Rashbam says that right now it's a good time for you. You're in a good role. You're on a roll. You're on a good mazel. Since you're on a good mazel, you're going to be saved. Right?
And the bigger you are, the harder you fall. Also, at some point, it can turn.
Right. You're right. Naftali. We had that yesterday. We said the bigger the gadol is, the more they go after him. But I guess if somebody's really doing well, you see that. You do see it. That you can't deny. Sometimes people you get in a losing streak and sometimes you get in a winning streak. Right? Yeah, fine. Michad b'Tammuz, from the first day of Tammuz, had shitzabei vada shchichi. Then they're very common. From there on, after the 16th of Tammuz, it's masupik, whether they're around. Right? I guess it must have something to do with the 3 weeks. Right? It has something to do with the 3 weeks. Right? And they find them in the tule, and again we start with the shadows of Chatzuva, right? Some sort of grass. The loy chatzav garmida, that I think remember a garmida is an amo. So there's another word for an amo. Upatuli the tzafro panya, the loy havi garmida. And it's in the shadows of the tzafra of the morning and in the evening. The loy havi garmida, that's not amalong. The ikar betuli the besa kisei. And where are they found? They're found in the bathrooms. Amar Rav Yosef, Hani tlas mili yav arvana lenahara. There's 3 things. Okay, the truth is, you know what? Let's stop here because it's a whole new sugya. It's a whole new sugya. All right. But this is the hard part. Now it's already the next Amud is actually a lot of practical. What time it's a Shabbos? Let's see if the Avos Abanim guys show up. 8:15, I guess. Yeah. I gotta give a shear. I gotta give it 7:30 a shear, so I guess 8:15. 8:15.
What time is
Alright.
Matzah Shabbos by you?
7:12. 7:12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
All right.
next week we got to take the early Shabbos people into account.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. We'll have to figure that out. Yeah. All
Have a
right.
good Shabbos. Have a good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, everybody.
Shabbos,
Have a good
everybody.
Shabbos, Yeshikaya.